What's up, guys? I just wanted to hop on here and give you some insight into how I do things with tracking macros for all of my clients and, give you a little bit more inside look. So I'm just going to show you Amanda's real quick. I'll try not to bore you guys, but this is a Google spreadsheet I started for her in 2019, obviously. Looks like it was in January, and we were 16 weeks out starting February 16th. So I have all of her macros. I coordinate that with her weight, which is attributed, to each week, each adjustment that she makes. I also make little notes. And again, this is all for myself. It's not, nobody else sees this unless I decide to show it with her. So sometimes my notes are a little sporadic. It's really just for me to kind of reference. And I break it down each week, week to week on what changes are made in terms of her macros. Sometimes I'll do 7 days straight across for her macros. And typically as we get closer, I do break it up, daily. I'll have high days, low days, I'll refeeds, whatever. But I keep track of everything, leading up to the show. I started to get a little fancy here with the colors and stuff like that, but yeah. And so that was 2019. So 2020, here we are. I started 18 weeks out. We do have breaks. I give her a break in terms of me like really controlling her macros. She still counts her macros, she still tracks, but I don't really dive in and control them so much until we really start to dive in for a show and prep for a show. So we started 18 weeks out here. As you can see, for the most part, it was like seven days a week, pretty much the same macros, but she was making changes in her weight. Of course, I have my notes here, what's going on. And, starting a few weeks ago, I started to implement, high days versus low days, or normal days versus low days. And then I do implement like refeed days, stuff like that. And I be sure to make notes on what's going on. Again, I can also reference on our platform the check-in photos that she has. So I can see whether or not she gained weight, I can see whether or not she's lost weight, and I can reference that to the photos and see really, it really helps me out just to check her progress. I don't know how many people do it this way, but it's really easy for me just to stay really structured and organized and make sure that I'm not questioning anything in terms of what was it that we did or what changes did we make. I have everything in here from adjustments to specific days, her macros. I have adjustments on her cardio, what changes were made here. And again, I can reference that to the photos that we take week after week. And sometimes I do have her take multiple photos per week and update her weight multiple times per week. So it's things like this that keeps me structured and organized. And that's really why I started it, because I didn't want to scramble and be like, oh snap, like what did I change, or what did I do, or why is she doing this, or what happened? And it doesn't always work this way in terms of referencing what I did a year ago or however many weeks ago, but it is just interesting to see and look back and go, okay, what did your physique look like on this day, this many weeks out? What were your macros at? And then I can compare to this year. Again, it's not always going to make sense. I can't replicate that. Obviously, every year is different, especially with her when she had her surgeries between last year, or basically the end of last year and the beginning of this year. But it is really cool to look back and see and to reference. But that's just a little bit of the insight on what I do. Not just for her, but I do this for every single client because it's important to me to understand the trends and what's been going on. And the more data that I have and that I track and that I collect, it allows me to make better decisions moving forward. So this is what I've found easiest for me to do. I don't know if, again, anybody else does this. I'm not saying it's absolutely necessary. It's just what works for me and for my clients. And we've seen a lot of success, and I have to stay organized with this stuff because otherwise I would be a mess. So yep, that's it, guys. Just want to give you a quick little insight on that. So I'll see you guys soon. Peace.